5,
3,
4.
2, 1. Let's go.
I'm at 14 seconds. Damn.
Oh shit.
Whoa, wow, multiplayer reveal. I gotta turn this bitch
Hi
up.
everyone, I'm David Vonderhaar, Studio Design Director at Treyarch. Welcome to the multi.
I really hope you don't fuck this game up again, Vonderhaar.
Black Ops Cold War. On behalf of the teams at Treyarch and Raven
I'll
and
turn this
all
bitch up.
our development partners across the world, thank you for joining us. Today, we do a little recon across all Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. The world, the missions, the weapons, the characters, and the systems.
Look at the things behind him.
We'll make some fun announcements along the way. From here on out, we talk directly to you, the best fans in gaming. Joining me throughout the show is a big cast of characters from across the studio.
Do I get a
along
blowjob?
with some of your favorite Call of Duty content creators and streamers. One thing you've come to expect from a Black Ops game is that we are never quite satisfied with the status quo.
Yeah, that is
We're
true.
always looking for a way to do it better.
Yes.
But some things shouldn't change, and for every multiplayer game we make, one thing hasn't: how we start things off. This is the worldwide debut of the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer trailer.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god.
Let's see this. This looks good already. LMG, oh no. PlayStation 5, of course.
Oh, PS5. Whoa, that looks good.
Look at the graphics.
1983.
Threat neutralized.
Oh!
Yo.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
They ain't got the Biggie song.
They said special forces. I really hope that they don't have specialists.
We work off the books.
Operate in the shadows.
That's the only issue that I'm worried about.
Today, we reshape.
Who's that SMG? AK? I see an AK.
Miami.
It's in Miami?
That's MP. That's an AR.
Let them come.
There's an LMG. Noob tubes. Grenade launcher. That's gotta be a specialist. RPG.
They didn't put Biggie.
Boats? Commando! Commando!
Commando. Go! You can drive boats?
Oh, the L96! The stakeout! M16!
Oh, look at all the stuff going on, bro. You can
AK.
This might be ground war.
Chopper gunner. Napalm strike.
Soviet convoy disabled.
Where's the FAMAS? I want to see a FAMAS.
That's the AK. Tanks. Oh no.
Bro, look at all this shit going on.
I know. RCXD. Yes, sir. M1911. Tomahawks. Dirt bikes.
What?
Gunship. Bro, did you see the begins October 8th.
Oh
October 8th beta bet. Yo, so there was the Commando, the M16, the L96, the stakeout.
But it's still a Black Ops game. And for over a decade, we built our multiplayer experiences atop a core set of guiding principles. They form our pillars: deniable operations that deploy around the world, signature combat tailored to how you play, Connected experiences that deliver free, robust, ongoing content and integrate deeply into the next evolution of Warzone. Today, we're going to explore each of these facets of multiplayer. We're going to show you how this globe-trotting, cinematically connected experience is our most immersive yet. And then,
Well, yeah,
we're
it's a
gonna
Black
show it
Ops
to you
game
the way
that you
we've
can
never
play with
played
everyone.
before, with a little help from some friends. First up, the bedrock of Black Ops, deniable operations. These are the places in multiplayer you never saw and the things you never did. The missions that stay off the books and the targets and sources who stay off the record.
Oh, this
The
looks
whole
so
world we
good
set out to
already.
build is realistic. It's plausible. Most importantly, it's inspired by a gritty historical tone that we've woven into every element of our game's world and story and gameplay. Chaotic and always confidential, deniable ops lie at the heart of multiplayer, raising the bar while creating a clear and unique narrative that influences every bit of our world building. For Black Ops Cold War, that world building drove each multiplayer level in two ways. With the signature level design you've come to
Holy
expect,
shit.
by
Array!
the visual bar and immersing players
Array is
into a
back.
narrative of unfolding events. The fight to recover a down satellite in the
Tanks?
South
I don't know how I feel about
battles
that.
unfold
Me either.
on the neon-soaked streets of Miami's famed South Beach. Deniable ops.
That looks
Black Ops
good.
3
That
is
Miami
known
rap
by
looks good.
history, but forgotten by the history books. We've selected 5 maps to give you a small taste of the range of deniable ops awaiting in multiplayer. Later today, you'll see them playing. But here's a few of my teammates to share what they love most from how they were made.
These look like
My name is
Modern
Brittany
Warfare
Weideman.
maps. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie.
level designer. I'm Kendall Snow, associate level designer.
I'm Brittany Perello, producer.
I'm Mac Kutris, senior level.
All females?
Nah, there's
In
males.
Satellite, a top-secret American recon satellite has
Lost power and crashed in the deserts of Angola. With hired DGI forces closing in,
now it's a race to secure the crash site.
what I love about Satellite is the fact that it's just this amazing natural space.
Because larger maps have more components, we can apply more details into maps like Satellite, which make them feel even more natural. The satellite at the center is like a king of the hill. Anyone who wants it has to run toward you because it's raised higher than the rest of the map.
Oh, that's the top of the map point. Napalm strike.
I'm usually playing one of two ways. All in, full ham, dying again and again. Or
So,
an objective play,
rusher.
I'll flank and get the jump on people. Satellite
Commando?
scratches both of those
Yep.
edges. Even though it's an outdoor space, the map's two
Chopper
different
gunner.
regions mean I can play long
L96.
and short-range tactics.
I'll be honest, I am trash with the sniper rifle, but a shotgun, that I can do. I have always been a big fan.
People
AK,
like you, I hate.
M91, or M1911, Tomahawks.
The crash
Ooh.
satellite is a super fun spot to try and outplay your enemies. Predict which way they'll circle the debris to run up behind them, or just duck inside the satellite and take your shot.
This is going to be one of those classic Black Ops maps the world knows and loves for how quickly engagements fire up. East and West collide on the open seas in a top-secret mission.
Inspired by a real-life event, Project Azorian, CIA, JSOC, and
Is
Soviet
that-
forces converged
No, it's
on
not
a
hijacked.
sunken prototype nuclear
No, I
Soviet
was thinking
submarine
something
on
else.
the ocean floor.
The calm waters of Armada
It looked like the inside of
explode into
Summit.
massive naval conflict as players battle for control of
74U?
Yeah, I think
No
that's what it
lanes
was.
Walling you in, players can engage on ships, decks.
Ah,
in the
shit,
water,
she just
and
said
on
no
vehicles
lanes.
like
That means that
Blade
it's not a
Runners and
3-lane map. It's gonna be
Armada
all, like,
is
around you.
Yeah, I
chaos
can
in the
tell. That's
best
it's a lot of
way.
shit going on.
This really cool map that gives this amazing sense of exploration. There are so many little individual areas to
Someone
find
left?
and new ways to surround or flank your enemies and get the upper hand.
That looks like the Galil.
It does.
A hidden safe house has been discovered.
The
right
low or
in
the
the heart of
AK-70
the
or the
USSR.
AK
in the shadow
17.
of Moscow's
74.
opulent train
No,
station.
it's 74.
With Spetsnaz
Yeah,
dispatched,
AK-74U.
the area has
Yeah,
gone
AK-70.
hot.
So the Moscow map is set
Those Commando.
dead heart of a big
Keep
city.
showing the
So
Commando.
you're wandering through these streets with a bunch of cars.
That looks like
and there's
Tabor's
tall
district.
buildings on either side of you.
There's this sense that you've been
I think-
dropped into a point in history.
Headshot.
First thing I do is run right to the center, because that's where all lanes cross in the Moscow map. And
Stakeout.
eventually, it doesn't
Ooh.
take long, people are going to run through the metro station. So you can just sit there and
that a
wait, but
sub?
chances are there's going to be people running right to your line
Commando.
of fire right
Yeah.
off the bat.
And the next one
That
was
looks
an
like an
LMG.
RPD.
It's a classic 3-lane map where teamwork really makes the dream work.
Classic 3-lane map. Thank you for bringing 3-lane maps back.
January 17th.
No more camping.
This location is heavily influenced by Miami's famous.
This might be my
or
favorite
perhaps
map right here.
infamous Ocean Drive. This is a night map, but one unlike players have seen before.
You can sneak through dark, shadowy alleys.
Night map,
Go out onto
yes.
the beach. out
I
to
don't
the
know.
ocean.
You can
Night
dive in
maps
the
are
water
weird.
and wait along the coast to get the drop.
But you
off
have a
on your
flashlight
side.
on your gun, it looks
You
like.
can just go right down the street and bask in the neon light.
You could go to the beach.
The first time I played
Oh,
through Miami,
grenade launchers
I
are gonna
heard
be
this 80s
annoying.
nightclub music playing
Fuck.
through the walls of one of the buildings. The little details make it lifelike,
like
and
that.
it becomes this joy to experience.
Basically, my goal is to never be on the main street in the center because that is sniper
Never,
heaven,
never on the main
and
street.
that is
L96.
hell.
Oh, I love that
So
sniper.
I always go and try to flank.
Looks like the
and get
L96
those
and the
kills.
Vendetta.
Our art and design teams worked
LMG
really hard
looks
to
like
bring
the
the
Finn.
best possible night experience to the players. You'll see that play out when you sneak in the shadows on the beach or engage enemies in the
M16.
center strip.
Yep.
It really makes people feel like
That
they're
looks like a
in
Type?
Miami in the 80s.
95?
It's pretty.
No, that was the
pretty cool.
M16.
No, the second gun.
The one with the red dot?
Yeah.
I think that's the
In
AK.
Crossroads, NATO has learned a large Soviet missile convoy is on its way to the border.
Special Forces dispatch.
Oh, never mind, it's not a raid, it
Ray.
just looked like it.
Secure the weapons before all hell breaks loose.
Oh shit.
It's one of our most cinematic maps with a boots on the ground feel that feels pulled from the campaign.
Your team will want to hold down and protect its own outpost to guarantee
That's a
access
RPD,
to
bro.
one of these tanks.
Yeah, it
Infantry
is.
combat doesn't take a backseat in Crossroads, as natural terrain and foliage masks movements and provides tactical advantages.
There's a bunch of snowmobiles when you first spawn, and
And
it's a
tanks,
mad dash to grab
Jesus.
one.
Oh.
And now, running people over with a snowmobile
no.
is my favorite thing to do.
And you can run people over with
Environment
snowmobiles.
changes the dynamic of how you play and caters to unique loadouts. Crossroads is a bigger map, and that allows you to play the way you want
This
to
is
play.
more like Battlefield.
RCXD can blow up tanks though.
The beaches of
Huh?
Miami, a frozen over lake, the open ocean. Our visual research department racked up miles visiting them all. Because if you're going to deploy around the globe in this game, that required them to do the same. The mission for
Oh, that's
our
cool.
artist is absolute authenticity. Step one in that process is photo scanning thousands of real-world objects, terrains, and materials. Those assets ensure our upgraded, physically based
that a
render
jammer
delivers
on
the
the table
best
right
looking
there?
Black
Yeah.
Ops yet. True 4K.
Looks like
high
it.
dynamic range with the true color and tone. Ray
So
tracing on
4K
systems that
HDR and ray
support
tracing.
photometric lighting courtesy of our Luminaire system and overhauled contour terrain system. The result is gritty, it's believable, I dare say it's got ambience. Most importantly, it sets the perfect stage for multiplayer combat. On that note, here's Matt with more on the modes and missions ahead.
We've talked a little bit about where you'll play, but let's talk about what you'll play when you get there. In Black Ops Cold War, our
Okay.
classic game modes are returning and they're better than ever. From
Domination?
the tried and true Team
Me and Dom.
Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy, to the return
AK.
of the competitive game mode
Search.
Control. We've taken a fresh
that
eye
sub
Oh.
at all of your favorites.
I think that's the
We're
AK sent me
encouraging
for
more
you.
meaningful gameplay
With the red dot.
capture zones and
Hold
on,
domination.
talking about-
We're updating
hold on.
spawn systems and
Dom!
hardpoint. And now we show you where the next hardpoint will spawn so you can regroup.
That's
rotate,
so
set up
dumb.
for the
Why
next
would
fight.
you show where the
Across
next
all of our
hardpoint's gonna
classic
spawn?
modes,
That makes
we're working
competitive
hard
so
to make this
dumb.
the most rewarding and
You have to
competitive
learn the
multiplayer experience
freaking
yet. And while your go-to modes are coming back
not
better
playing
than
hardpoint
ever,
anyway.
let's talk about the innovative new modes you'll be going
Oh,
to next.
new modes.
With that, let me introduce you to my teammate Marquise Gladney, who's here to tell you about the brand new multiplayer experience we call VIP Escort.
VIP Escort began with a question. How can we create a game mode inspired by the kind of real-life, totally true,
Aimbot.
but completely redacted Black Ops that first inspired this franchise? The result is Extraction in its purest form, a new 6-on-6 objective-based game mode we call VIP Escort. In Black Ops, we normally task you with fighting, but VIP Escort turns that on its head with a new mechanic. If you're selected as the VIP, your #1 job, it's to live.
Oh.
In this team-based op, Your team will try to escort you off the map or eliminate the other team trying to stop you. As VIP, you'll skip create a class. You're too important after all. Instead, you'll deploy with a kitted out pistol, a smoke grenade, a spy plane for team intel, and a whole lot of hope that
Swag
your team
and
knows
Scum
what the hell
just
it's doing.
uploaded Cold
The
War
mission,
gameplay,
stay
by the way.
alive and escape the map. To do so, you'll need to reach
So did
one
Nick
of
Merckx.
2 possible exfil sites, which rotate over the course of the match to keep teams on their toes. There are stakes here. If you die, that ends the round. But team up and you can get your squad back on their feet quickly via last stand and revive. Each team's choices and tactics create layers of strategy and counterplay,
Oh, that
injecting
slide.
the best of Black Ops themes directly into this competition. Will your team pull Cold War mind games and misdirection by splitting up the squad to draw fire and create distractions for the VIP? Or is a full-on assault more their style? Will they travel ahead and scout, run protection detail, or take a bullet for you Secret Service style? My personal keys to victory? I stick close and escort the VIP and defend them at all costs. If the VIP doesn't make it out alive, it won't matter if you do. This new deniable operation only scratches the surface of what it means to play Cold War multiplayer.
Ground War?
Up next, we want to share another new way to play that goes above and beyond that classic 6v6 experience
Thank
you've
you.
come to expect. Combined Arms is where multiplayer gets bigger and badder, bringing together the best of multiplayer's large-scale battles by combining infantry and vehicular gameplay into a single cohesive combat experience. In Combined Arms Domination, players will deploy into 12 versus 12 battles,
Yes.
each customized and unique to its own environment. But these battles aren't just bigger or more chaotic. We've worked hard to ensure the 2 levels of boots on the ground and all-out vehicular warfare complement and enhance one another on each map. Tanks, snowmobiles,
Ew,
wake runners,
tanks.
gunboats, and more.
Gunboats.
These vehicles amplify the action, sure, but they also create jaw-dropping moments right in the middle of the fight. The way I personally play Combined Arms depends on my mood. If I'm going for the win, it's rally time, and I'm pushing to capture every objective on the map. Whether that means loading up a gunboat on Armada or popping smokes so my team can cross the frozen lake in Crossroads. I'm putting my try-hard pants
Okay,
on
so
and
the
making it
so the
happen.
multiplayer maps are where you're gonna
that's
play
the thing.
12v12, so it's
Combined
not
Arms,
like
almost
they're not
anything
bigger
can happen.
maps. It's
We'll
just the
seek
maps
out
that
fun
allow
moments
for
that
it.
aren't possible in other modes, like ziplining onto the enemy ship and seeing how long I can last before getting taken out. At launch, you can expect even more Combined Arms maps and modes, each tailored and tuned to bring the most fun, frenetic action this format can deliver. Take Armada, our most unique map to date. You saw earlier that the only life preservers on this sea-based map are your tactics, as each capture zone requires a different approach. Will you attack surgically with a 2-seater wake runner, gather your squad and storm the main ship? From ziplines that traverse the map to all new naval tactics, Armada is Combined Arms Domination realized, bringing high stakes, high-speed combat to the high seas. On Crossroads, you'll trade your wetsuit for a snowsuit, fighting for control of Soviet bunkers across the frozen tundra.
At least only one map
Tanks
so far
patrol
has
the frozen
tanks.
lake and surrounding roads, you'll need to choose how to take on those slow movers. So whether you're hopping onto a snowmobile for a quick flank or rolling up your sleeves and sticking on some C4, the story is yours to write in Combined Arms
Oh, there's gonna be
Domination.
C4, bet.
That's it for deniable operations for now. We've ziplined, crossed frozen lakes, and dipped into Miami's beaches. That's really just the start of the full deniable ops experience. Add up the work on your favorite classic game modes to the arrival of new modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination, and it all stacks up to our most ambitious multiplayer yet. One you can play any way you want and in new ways you never expected. If you're a Call of Duty League fan, we have a bunch of new stuff lined up just for you. Stay tuned. This may be a multiplayer game built for everyone, but these will be your deniable operations. And now, I'll turn it over to Tony to talk about what we mean when we say signature combat.
Thanks, Matt. Now, a lot has changed for us since the first Black Ops game. From our development pipelines to totally new technologies. But some things haven't changed. And after over a decade of making Black Ops games, we're more inspired than ever to keep honing in on that authentic, classic Black Ops feel, all while taking it to new heights. Now we know that to you, combat is
Signature
more than
combat.
just pointing and
Yep.
shooting. It's about how your operator moves and weaves through your surroundings. It's feeling the power of your weapon, how it reacts in your hand.
Oh, that's the not the Uzi, but it's the It's like how the Uzi was in
We're back to plausible.
it's the Mac.
Boots on the ground combat. And that has allowed us to not only
The Mac 11.
build on all the classic foundations of Black Ops. Heads up,
Dragunov.
automated healing, and grounded movement. Keeping your player experience in the front of our minds has also inspired a fresh wave of thinking across our creative class and score streak systems. Where we're introducing features that bring unprecedented transparency to your planning.
Look at the range on that shotgun, jeez.
Now, innovating systems while still capturing that signature Black Ops super smooth feel is a notoriously tricky thing to get just right. And we put everything we have into it for each game. This is an absolute team.
Notice the guns on the back of the wall.
Friends from the combat team to help tell you about our
They have the
initiative
pythons.
and how they've
See.
resulted in signature combat that feels just right. Here's Max Porter to start us off.
We've taken lessons learned from across Black Ops and the entire Call of Duty franchise to land on a truly best-in-class weapon experience. The gun is almost always right in front of you and must look great. From a gun seams down to its grime, the level of detail in Black Ops Cold War has never been higher.
Hold on, let's listen to
Our
this.
weapons also need to move in a realistic manner. You'll feel it in this game, whether you're clocking from long range or firing from the hip. When we think about a gun, we think about the way it looks, the way it's going to move, but a big part of a gun's personality is the sound that it makes. It's like the bark of a dog. We're sort of imagining all these guns as characters. That just adds to that level of realism and that sort of immersive quality that is unique to Call of Duty. It's this multifaceted approach to how weapons look, animate, and sound that together defines the feel of Cold War's signature gunfighting experience. Here's Alvin with a debrief on some of the other combat systems waiting for you in Cold War.
Create a class, okay.
Let's talk about two of the most significant and impactful features of multiplayer. Create a class and score streaks. Our
Score
goal
streaks,
with Create a
okay.
Class in Cold War is to empower you without making trade-offs.
Primary,
This
secondary,
year,
tactical,
better
lethal.
starts with simpler.
3 perks.
Create a Class will be a slot-based system, no longer governed by allocations
And
or the
field
intent
upgrade?
system.
Okay.
You'll always boast a full class of a
at the
primary,
perks design.
secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and a set of perks. Field upgrades are items placed in the world to give your team an advantage. You can earn them solely based on time, not score.
Oh, proximity
They are the only
mine.
type of game content that works in a cooldown
Oh, they have
class.
a field upgrade that destroys streaks.
Wild cards are back. In
That's
this
the
system,
whatchamacallit.
in every
Oh,
class,
wild
you can pick
cards.
one of 4 wild cards
Yes.
that let you do things like load your primary weapon with up to 8 attachments.
8
carry
attachments
up
on
to
a
6
primary?
perks,
6
double
perks?
the number of lethals and tacticals you have, or carry 3 primary perks from any mix of categories. Of course,
Or
the key
3
component
primaries?
of Create a Class is the gunsmith.
Galil.
Oh, gunsmith.
In Black Ops Cold War, there are more optics and attachments to unlock and configure than ever before. Every primary weapon can be customized with 54 attachments across 8 different nodes.
Yes.
With at least 6 options per attach point.
This looks like World
By
War
default,
II's
you can equip 5
configurations.
attachments, or 8
The menu
with
looks
Gunfighter
weird.
Wildcard. For the first time, Gunsmith will show you what equipping an attachment does as a positive or negative percentage. You can now build backwards, specking out the perfect gun for results you want to see in the field. This takes the guesswork out of the system.
You can have
and
8
helps us on our
attachments, bro. I don't know how I feel about
make
that.
the most balanced Call of
I'm gonna
Duty
be
game
making classes more than I'm playing.
Same.
That's a lot of fucking content,
Score
bro.
streaks, score streaks.
First up, we've updated score streaks so that earned score is kept through death. This
Earned
change
score
gives
is kept
all
through
players a
death?
chance to
No,
engage
no,
with score
no,
streaks. The
no.
most visceral and fun experiences across multiplayer's signature combat. If you do go on a streak and string together multiple kills before your own death, streak score bonuses help you earn into those higher-powered score streak tiers. To prevent score streak spam, each score streak will go on a cooldown after it's used to pace out frequency. So, what score streaks are we talking about? Well, your favorites are back, but we've also got a few surprises. Score streaks in Cold War can be used in all the classic ways: to aid in taking an objective, to save your team, to break up the pace of the game with a fun new experience. We've also tailored strategy into the system, as score streaks can often be neutralized with a counter score streak. And now I'll pass it over to Sunny to share more about our operators and how they move in Black Ops Cold War.
Counter score streaks?
Elites, covert, powerful. When you play as a Cold War operator, you won't just step into the boots of a highly trained precision instrument.
I think
Every
counter
movement will
score
have a
streaks
purpose.
are like,
To increase the fidelity and
remember in
feel
Modern
the smallest
Warfare
elements,
3
modelers,
and 2, how
animators,
they
and
had
concept
you could
artists
select
all
if you want to be
work
support
side by
streaks
side,
or if you want to be
planning for
lethal.
every point of contact with every gun.
I think it might be like
every
that.
stance and position, every scenario. Thanks to increased dynamic bone counts, we've been able to enhance the effects,
That looks so
physics, and gravity on what you carry, from the weight of your gear.
I just don't
pouches
like the
and
fact that
grenades,
score
to the
carries
way
over to your
launching
next life, so
the
you're
rope
guaranteed
sways
streaks
as you
even if you
sprint.
die.
Your entire
It might be a
operation will
perk,
move
though.
more
We don't
naturally
know
than
yet.
ever.
Well, at
Your
least streaks have a
score-specific
cooldown,
ways
so you can't
movement has
continue
improved
lap
with
them.
New cutting-edge techniques in animation and programmatic movement. The first is sprint takeoff. This is the feature that gives your operator a running start. You start with a little sprint, and then it slows down to normal speed. This lets you feel the momentum of like where you're going and where you're going to end up. We wanted to preserve the fluidity and fun of an operator's ability to slide. In Black Ops Cold War, when you slide, you start and end in a crouch position in a believable way. This allows two-player movement states to function better as one, all while improving gameplay and enhancing pace. Footstep control also plays a big part of a new Mdess system.
Okay.
Go faster and you'll make more noise.
Okay,
Of course,
so
you
good
still have
sound
Ninja
horn.
as a perk, but
Ninja,
is
okay.
no longer the only way to keep quiet. Whether or not you're crouched, how loud you get is now directly tied to how fast you're moving. Lastly,
Oh,
we've
if you're
incorporated
crouch
toxic jump with a
walking,
much more natural height,
if you're
which will
crouch
very
walking,
briefly slow
you
down
go,
on
you're
landing.
silent.
Our goal
That's
with all
terrible.
of these movement mechanics is to
It's a
ensure
build
operators'
upgrade.
actions are not just authentic but intuitive.
What?
When you press
No,
a button
Ninja.
or a key,
No, it's
you should
not.
always
It's a
feel in
perk.
control of your operator. And this system has been built to translate your decisions into dynamic.
They're saying that you can, it's a perk to stay quiet, but you can also crouch and stay quiet.
But the characters you play will move and shoot like the world's most highly skilled operators.
Signature combat. It isn't just how a gun is shot, it's how that gun feels, how it sounds, how it's designed to create a combat experience. And combat isn't just about conflict, it's also movement. So the fluid ways in which your operators shift around the AO and carry the gear you outfit them in is just as important as the choices you give them. Choices like the overhauled Creative Class system, or all those attachment possibilities in Gunsmith, or the new ways you can earn and deploy score streaks in the thick of battle. These combat initiatives work together to deliver the most intuitive, plausible, authentic, boots-on-the-ground experience possible, and they are at the heart of Black Ops Cold War. Now, on that note, I'd like to introduce Miles, who's going to discuss some of the biggest innovations yet.
Thanks, Tony. All right, everyone, let's talk Warzone. You've seen how we're pouring it all into the Cold War multiplayer experience, but let's confirm it right here, right now. Black Ops Cold War will also usher in the next evolution of Call of Duty Warzone, continuing and expanding the blockbuster Battle Royale free-to-play experience. And it'll be a true evolution, with Warzone not merely picking up where the Modern Warfare climax left off narratively, but also interweaving themes, locations, weapons, and vehicles of Black Ops Cold War right into the action. Cold War and Warzone will also share post-launch content from a narrative standpoint across both the Battle Pass system and item shop content. This interlinks Call of Duty in ways that evolve the Warzone experience while delivering jaw-dropping moments. So yeah, you can expect some surprises along the way. One surprise we're avoiding is the feeling of starting over. It's important to us that you can still use your characters and weapons and progression-related items, which is why investment and progress in Cold War is reflected in Warzone. While these are two very big games, from the beginning they've been built to work together. Your player experience is everything to us. So we're making sure Black Ops Cold War and Warzone share progression, with much of your previously earned Modern Warfare content, from weapons to cosmetics, still available for use in both Warzone.
So you can still use Warzone weapons and stuff in Warzone. You can't use them in multiplayer.
Call of Duty to preserve continuity while building a new chapter of Warzone that'll immerse you into all of the best elements of Black Ops Cold War. That's
So you can still use the GRAW and all that
totally
in
committed
Warzone,
to
just not the
continuing this new
multiplayer.
tradition of insanely fun, absurdly accessible
And still use your
Warzone
skins and
action.
stuff.
We can't wait for you to see how Verdansk and all of Call of Duty will evolve in the year ahead. But that sense of interconnectedness
Still
extends
Verdansk.
beyond just Warzone.
Yep, I was right.
That's why I'm excited to confirm that Black Ops Cold War will not only support cross-platform play and progression, but will also deliver cross-generation play to the game. That's because Black Ops Cold War is, at its heart, a connected experience. And playing together on whatever platform
Look at that.
you prefer only betters that experience. Cross-play and cross-progression across current and next-generation systems across all modes. That won't be easy, but it's worth
Lobby
it to allow
loadout
fans
operators
who have
barracks.
never had a chance to play together to squad up and deploy, no barriers between them. And with the Battle Pass system delivering a steady stream of post-launch content, Black Ops Cold War will be the very first cross-platform, cross-generation Call of Duty experience, making it the deepest game in franchise history. Vaughn, where do we go next?
Yeah, Miles. On the subject of platforms, we've got a very special guest, Mark from Enox.
Hey, what's up, Van? On behalf of Enox, we are extremely excited and proud to bring Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to Battle.net as the lead PC developer. PC continues to be a critically important pillar of game development for the Call of Duty franchise. In addition to the major improvements we have made to Call of Duty PC in the past, including uncapped frame rates, high refresh rate support, and customized field of view, we're always looking for ways to improve features and customizable settings. One of the biggest improvements this year is that the Black Ops engine now runs on DirectX 12. This has led to a huge improvement in terms of performance and latency reduction.
Awesome.
For players who prioritize immersive gameplay, we have a great partnership with NVIDIA to bring ray trace effects,
Yes.
performance accelerating deep learning super sampling or DLSS, and
Low
graphics
latency,
optimization
ray
technology.
tracing,
We
awesome.
will implement ray trace shadows and ambient occlusion to improve the quality of
Ambient
light
illusion.
shadow and sunlight shadow. This improves surface and contact detail and fixes problems associated with traditional shadow mapping techniques like aliasing, freckling, and disconnected shadows. Also, we will be implementing AI-powered DLSS, so players will be able to increase their frame rate while maintaining the visual quality of the game. For players
we can
looking for
increase
better
frame rate too.
responsiveness, we've integrated the Reflex low latency technology to lower system latency. This combines both GPU and game optimization. We're also happy to announce that Reflex will be coming to Call of Duty Warzone in the future. We have so much more to talk about, but right now I would like to hand it back to David Van Der. Van?
We've declassified a whole lot today, and one thing is clear. Black Ops Cold War is here, and it's ushering in a new chapter of deniable operations that are undeniably Call of Duty at its very best. Realistic, plausible, gritty. You've seen our team-wide commitment to storytelling, infusing the story and spirit of the Cold War narrative into everything we do, even in multiplayer. You've seen our emphasis on authenticity shine through every location, every weapon, every vehicle, every character. Each one telling a story we can't wait for you to uncover and experience. You've seen us challenge ourselves to not only innovate on classic game modes, but introduce a new generation of instant classics. Modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination. You'll see that duo played today, and it's just the start, as we've got massive drops of free content planned post-launch, including new and limited time modes. No matter what type of multiplayer gamer you are, you'll find something for you. Tying it all together is that signature combat you love. Grounded and always realistic, you'll move fast and fluid, feel powerful when you need to be, and customized just the way you want to be. The new Creative Class and Score Streak systems give you even more of what you love, infusing more control and cinematic moments with less friction between you and the gameplay than ever before. And this is a true connected experience. Warzone and Cold War. The events in one will impact the events in the other, expanding Call of Duty in new ways you've never seen before. And Black Ops Cold War is not only a cross-platform game, but it's also a cross-generation cross-platform game. Now, that should be the end of our show, but this wouldn't be a Black Ops multiplayer reveal without some Black Ops-style mind games. We have talked a lot today about what Black Ops is, how it feels, what it does, But for over 10 years, Black Ops is also something else. A game that consistently presses the boundaries about what multiplayer means.
What are they doing?
Our team relentlessly looks for opportunities to offer new types of multiplayer experiences. In Black Ops Cold War, we're excited to be launching an entire new category of multiplayer gameplay called
Fire Team.
This new format
So
of
core,
multiplayer
hardcore
brings together
fire team.
everything that we loved about making Cold War and everything you'll love about playing Cold War. Across every fire team mission and mode, you'll discover some of the most imaginative game loops we have ever designed. The fire team format allows us to emphasize teamwork and reward creativity. And it allows you to do things you've never done in Black Ops multiplayer before. You'll fight in squads of 4 called fire teams. You'll deploy into larger maps, play fast, pushing through multiplayer objectives and modes that demand quick thinking. The action won't just affect you, but the environment you battle in.
Yo, environments that can be
One of the
destroyed?
most unique game loops we've ever imagined. You and your team must search for uranium. Then, deliver that uranium to dirty bombs positioned around the map. Deposit uranium and detonate the bomb. Now, avoid radioactive fallout as you navigate a toxic battlefield. Every decision you make impacts your survival rate and your success rate. We can't wait to tell you even more about Fire Team Dirty Bomb and the other Fire Team modes and maps in the weeks ahead as we get closer to our public beta. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Let's play Black Ops Cold War.
Let's go.
The content, man, is going to be fucking incredible.
It is. There's gonna be so many creative class options.
Bruh, so many game modes.
Facts. I'm gonna stick to ground war most likely, but yeah, we're gonna be able to do a lot of creative class stuff. Didn't we just watch this? No, he said let's play some Call of Duty Cold War, so there's got to be something after this.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
You're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books.
Operate in the shadows.
To keep the wolves at bay.
Today, we reshape the world.
What the fuck are we doing in Miami?
Let them come.
So while this goes through, Ricky, let's talk the pros and cons. I think some of the biggest pros are the gameplay and all the old guns, but I think some of the cons are the fact that score streaks carry over, like the points towards them in the life, and the fact that they have the grenade launcher.
The grenade launcher, I want to know how strong it is, though.
Yeah.
Is it like a one shot?
Yeah.
Shot?
I think another thing that I'm annoyed with is the fact that they want this game to be kind of sound hoary, but if you're crouching, no, you're completely. It's like you have dead silence popped. So you have ninja while you're running, and then when you're crouching, you have ninja.
It's basically the same thing. You could choose. I mean, if you want to play the crouching role, you can save a perk.
Yeah. But if you want to play sprint, then save a perk, or you don't save a perk. Yeah.
I want to run ninja, but I got to see how the other perks work.
Yeah.
See what, you know.
Knowing our luck, it's gonna be ghost or ninja. Yeah, then again, we have the perk greed, so that way we can have 6 perks. Or we have.
Is that like that? Might be the specialist though.
No, it's not the specialist. It's a wild card. In Black Ops 4, the wild cards would let you use like operator mods or gluttony, where you could choose 3 from perk 1 and stuff like that. So the 2 that I remember it said were that it can give you 8 attachments on your gun, or you can pick one to where it gives you 6 perks. You can pick what 6 you use. Obviously, I think it has to be 2 from each slot, but you know what I mean.
I can't wait. I gotta see how this thing plays because they're talking about What I'm feeling is they said
Wait,
the way kill
wait,
streaks work.
wait.
Oh shit! What's this?
Zombies. That it? Wait, booting sequence. $105,000 viewers, jeez.
Welcome to the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War worldwide multiplayer reveal. The Depths and Prayer just gave us our first look into the details around the next generation of global combat for Cold War multiplayer, so thank you, team.
We are pumped to start showcasing all the different deniable operations and signature combat experiences they've been talking about. This right here is where we step into the awesome chaos of multiplayer, and wild is what they've got on